All right, everyone, we got Caitlin.
I got Hayden here.
This is Sarah.
We got Nick here. All right, guys, we got Nate here.
Hey.
Check, check.
It can pick you up pretty well.
Checkity check,
checkity check. What does a typical performance day look like for you from start to finish?
How do you balance the pressure of meeting audience expectations?
Normal job.
It's like a normal job.
But I love it. Doesn't
Okay.
feel like work because it's 0 days without an accident.
That's some touching stuff.
I think one thing that really helps here is support that we get from
For sure.
our friends and our family.
Our passion for what we do comes from moments like that.
Is my hair like
Yeah.
that, Nick?
I got Hayden here. He's in this show called Merry Misfits.
Merry Misfits. You probably heard of it. You probably did.
If you've seen him before, it's because he was in Monster Stomp. I'm gonna ask you some questions today. Yeah, just answer them truthfully.
Yeah, I'm.
Yep, okay. Anyways, what does a typical performance day look like for you from start to finish?
I'll play guitar a little bit to warm up.
Okay.
Practice a little bit of scales,
Yeah.
different chord progressions. Then after that, then we'll do our sound check. After we do
Okay.
our sound check, we get our shows for the day.
Okay. And how long does a typical day last for you?
Oh gosh,
Well,
7, 8 hours.
Perfect. So a normal
Yeah.
job, right?
Normal job.
This is like a normal job.
But I love it. Doesn't even
Okay.
feel like work.
All right, everyone, we got Caitlin. She is currently a singer here at Busch Gardens in the show called Scrooge No More. If you recognize her, it's because she was in the show that I was just in called Monster Stomp, and she was playing Mary Jane.
Woo!
What does a typical day look like you from start to finish?
We are called in at a nice time, 2:30 or 3. First thing to do is put on the makeup and the lashes. We do a physical warm-up and then a vocal warm-up. And then we go on stage and do a mic check. After that, we finish getting ready. I put my wig on, get all my little accessories set. We have 4 to 5 shows. Then we get out around like 10 p.m.
This is Sarah. If you recognize her, she was also in Monster Stomp as a dancer, but now she's a swing singer in Scrooge No More as well.
Basically, a swing, if you don't know, is someone who covers multiple parts in a show. So if one of the core cast members, like our friend Caitlin from before, say she wakes up with a sore throat or she has family members in town and she can't come to work for whatever reason, I step into her part for the whole day.
We got Nick here. He is a guitarist, bassist, and a drummer, and a singer here at the park, right? Right now he's playing guitar for 2 shows. How does a typical performance day look like for you as a swing guitarist?
It's different as a swing. You don't come in and immediately play.
Yeah.
So you kind of come in and make sure that everybody else has what they need
Sure,
to kind of
yeah.
help out their day,
Mhm.
relax a little bit,
Yeah.
warm up, and then for the most part, just kind of get in the right headspace, I guess.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got Nate here.
Hey.
He was a drummer in Monster Stomp, if you remember. You know, he's the guy that keeps saying he's awesome at everything. So he's going to continue to be awesome in this interview.
Yeah.
All right. So you're not only a drummer in this show. What else do you do in this show?
I'm the stage manager for
Wow.
the Merry Misfits, also music captain. Hayden's telling me to smile right now, so I'm going to smile while I say this. So pretty much I manage the show, make
Yeah.
sure everything's running well, and everybody's getting accommodated like how they should. Make sure
Yeah.
Hayden has all of his strings for when he breaks it,
Yeah.
and I make sure Nick does it. Can you bleep? Can you bleep?
And I don't know how to. I'll just cut it out.
Make sure Nick does it.
What's your musical background and how did you transition to playing at a theme park?
So I started out playing music for Colonial Williamsburg,
Okay.
right
Doing
here
what?
in Virginia.
Okay.
I was in the fife and drum corps,
Okay.
playing snare drum. Then once I graduated from that, I was like, what am I gonna do? Then I was in Celtic Fire the very next year,
Nice.
and I haven't looked back since.
This is your 5th year?
About to be.
About to be.
2026.
Nice.
What's your musical background and how did you transition into the theme park?
Well, I always knew I could sing. I played sports. After a while, I burnt out on the sports, and I decided I wanted to try and sing professionally instead. So I got my BFA in musical theater at Coastal Carolina University.
Nice.
Chance up. And I graduated in 2022. I went straight to a resort for 8 months and sang there. And then I knew the next thing that I really wanted to do was work at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. And I did. I sent in a video and I got it.
That's the best, right?
Yeah.
What is your musical background and how did you transition into theme park work?
Whenever I was 2 years old, my mother enrolled me in ballet class. I loved every second of it, and I continued that until I was around 8 years old, and that's when I got my first professional gig. I was Molly in Annie, and I fell in love with it, and I've been doing regional theater pretty much ever since in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then I went to school at Texas Christian University, go Frogs,
All right.
and I majored in musical theater there. I got a BFA. Basically, my first job right out of college was Dollywood in Tennessee.
Nice.
And I stayed there for a while and I loved it. And then I came here.
What's the biggest challenge you've had of performing in an outdoor show?
The cold. So right now, take a look. So this is pretty much a cajon kit. It has a snare box on it. You straddle it like a horse, and you ride that thing all the way to Run Run Rudolph. But last year we had just a regular cajon, and my hands were bleeding because it was so cold outside, and I was playing with my bare hands, and it made them crack.
What's been the biggest challenge of performing outdoors in this show?
Definitely for an acoustic guitar show, the humidity aspect
Yeah.
and how it fluctuates how the strings perform.
Yeah, for
has
sure.
been the hardest for us to adjust to. And
Okay.
temperature-wise, sometimes they'll break or crack, or capos won't work very well. Those have been the hardest things, in my opinion.
Sounds a little harder than Nate's problems, right?
Yeah, he just sits back there and
Yeah.
looks cool
His
and
hands
smacks
just hurt a little
things
bit.
and
Yeah.
doesn't have any issues. Gets
Yeah.
whatever he wants.
Whatever he wants.
But
yeah.
he's a great stage manager.
Great
so.
stage manager.
If you're playing an iconic character, how do you balance the pressure of meeting audience expectations?
With Monster Stomp, that was a very iconic character, and I was very nervous to step into that. I think one thing that really helps here is the support that we get from
For sure.
our friends and our family. Everyone just kind of reminded me it's okay for it to be different, do it exactly how you do it. That was something I really had to battle and work with, was just kind of the underlying insecurities of doing something that is really well known and people for years and years and years have done it. The more I perform, the more comfortable I get with just knowing I'm going to do this now in my way, and that's awesome.
How does the choreography change based on the specific stage surface or elemental factors?
I performed on a rake stage before.
Yeah, what is that?
So a rake stage is where instead of it being just flat, it's slightly
Oh,
tilted
wow.
downward. You have to make sure that you are very aware of where you're setting your balance. During Monster Stomp, this stage was slippery some of the time, so you just have to be aware of that, not throw too much of your weight because you know you're not
Yeah.
going to be able to stop.
knives
I've
on the
performed,
ground, you know?
Yes, and knives on the ground,
Sorry, yeah.
shrapnel, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I've also performed outside before on concrete, and that's a whole other challenge in of itself because sometimes it would rain, and then so the concrete would be slippery, and then also it's harder on your joints, so you have
There's
to
no
really
give,
take
right?
there's
Yeah.
no give, so you have to take care of yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You have to be very adaptable when it
Yeah.
comes to where you're performing.
How is the set list determined, and do you have full creative control, or is there a catalog you guys gotta choose from?
So our show director will give us songs to learn.
Yep.
And we got to be careful about copyright, what songs we own, what
Yep.
songs we do not own.
Do you have any other musical projects outside of the park, and how does this gig influence them?
Not musical projects. I do.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
Oh, 0 Days Band.
There we go. You want to start that over?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a band outside here called the 0 Days Band.
Who's we?
Me, Nick Shaw, Hayden Stolen, Alexa Mueller. Hey Ty, hey Sopta, how's it going?
Hey.
And
hey guys. Musicians.
And Jesse
Anyways.
Busch. We originally started here at Busch Gardens and then rebranded ourselves to perform outside of Busch Gardens.
And how did you guys pick that name?
So can you? This is the time where you bleep it again.
Yeah.
So me and Hayden pretty much ourselves a lot,
Yeah.
and
You could say the
so
other
the
word.
last
You could say the other word.
what other word?
Poop.
So me and Hayden ourselves, and when we
Okay.
ourselves, we'll take each other 0 days because it's 0 days without an accident.
That's some touching stuff.
This relates to one of your viral clips.
Oh boy.
How much does your costume restrict or influence your movement? And do you have to make adjustments?
My viral clip, my skirt completely fell off in the opening number, and it was this giant thing, and I knew I had to get rid of it because the dancers were going to do this whole lift.
Yeah.
So that's a moment where you don't want to be thinking about your costume at all, but you have to. So it does restrict you in that way.
All right. So what's your musical background? How did you get into theme park work?
Like you, I started as a drummer.
Yeah?
I started off in middle school, played drums all throughout school, jazz band, marching band.
Nice.
Picked up guitar just shortly after playing drums,
Mhm.
and then through playing guitar and having a percussion background, I fell into bass.
Nice.
Played in some bands throughout college and
Yeah.
after college. Play bar gigs across the world, and
Wow.
then got lucky enough to get a job here, and
Yeah.
so I just got to do it professionally now. So.
Yeah, beautiful. Wise words. You guys should take some notes from this guy.
Like and
He knows how to
subscribe.
speak.
Like
yeah,
and
like and subscribe.
subscribe.
Thank you.
Check. Started in middle school in percussion, and then eventually moved into marching band. Became a well-off rudimental drummer, snare drummer, March Drum Corps, March WGI, all that. Yeah, I actually stopped playing for a while. I went into college, dropped out. That's a long story.
biggie.
And then I went to the HVAC world.
Wow.
Quit that. I was like,
Yeah.
this sucks.
Yeah.
Went 3 months unemployed, and then Tim Wood, shout out Tim Wood. He messaged me on Instagram, asked me if I want to go to California and drum, and now I'm here.
What's your most memorable or surprising audience interaction you've had?
Most memorable?
Memorable?
This lady
Yeah.
was breastfeeding in the front row
Oh no.
of a show one time.
Mm.
I mean, I support women,
Okay.
but
Just make that clear.
that was.
Yeah. We'll edit that out. Yeah. Well, thank you for your time today, Hayden.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not do that. Anyways, yeah, you have a good one.
Is there a certain moment, like a specific song or child reaction, that makes all of this effort worthwhile?
Absolutely. There's a unique joy that I get from performing for children, just because you can just tell whenever they're in it.
They light up.
Yeah,
you know?
they really do. One moment in particular, there was a patron named Mary, and she would come with her dad all the time, and she loved the show. She was always there at 3:30 on Sundays. Her father came up to me and said that was the first time that he had ever seen her jump in 30 years.
Wow.
And I think about that all the time.
Wow. Yeah.
Our passion for what we do comes from moments like that.
What's the most memorable or surprising audience interaction you've had here?
The watching the kids dance to Abby singing has been the best part.
Nice.
They like us too because we're in the band, but Abby makes the show, in my opinion, with
Good.
her relationship with the kids that come by, which is really what it's all about.
Well, thank you for your time
Thanks,
today,
man.
Nick. It's been a
Yeah,
pleasure.
thanks for talking to me.
Until next time. What's the most memorable or surprising audience interaction you've had here?
Next question.
Okay, all right, great one.
What is the process for learning and rehearsing a new routine?
Repetition is very important.
Yeah.
I have to run things over and over and over and over again. In this industry, we have limited time to learn things.
Yeah.
I rely on videos
Yep.
and taking it home. One time I was in a show and there was this really difficult tap step, and I had the video of their feet and I put it in slow motion, and I just watched the slow
way to do
motion
it. Yeah.
over and over and over again. Did you ever do that with knives?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, just anything drums, flow down 25%.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So you start slow and then you make your way up to full speed.
How much of your performance is singing a song versus acting a character?
For Scrooge No More specifically, a lot of it has to do with character. Since I am swinging 4 different roles, I have to make them separate in my
Yeah,
brain.
yep.
And that goes down to, the numbers that you go to on the stage and the costumes you wear, how you do your makeup, how you are going to sing every single song. I mean, I have different voices for all of my characters, and they have to be authentic and believable.
Yep.
And so the entire time that I am singing for any 4 of my roles, I am constantly in character. It is 100% like, I am this person. I'm thinking about the physicality and how they sound and how they're feeling, and that informs what my voice is doing at any given moment.
Yeah.
How does an audience from a theme park differ from typical music audiences?
Before I answer this question, you think this mic would catch a fart if I farted?
Probably not. It's supposed to be isolated here.
It was silent anyways.
Okay, yeah.
What was the question again?
For the interview today,
Thank you.
Nate. Let's
Thanks.
move on.
Yeah.
How much room is there for improvising in your singing or dancing?
Okay. Not much. I'm the type of person where I don't like to switch things up. I'm not a huge riffer. I was trained by opera singers.
Okay.
Once I kind of set something in my body, I like to stick to it. However, there are small nuances of improvisation that I try to do every single show, like inflection, emotion, power. If I say one specific line, I'll try and say it in a different way every single time and find new reasons why I'm saying it. So I'm always constantly playing around with things in my own head, but it's not something that I think people would pick up.
Yeah.
If they do, it's because I practiced it beforehand.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're like the soloist, like a singer soloist, you have a little bit more leeway.
Right.
But if you're like supporting another soloist, you can't be riffing.
You
and
can't change
changing.
at all. You probably don't get to change a lot because you're with a whole.
Yeah. For like drum set, it's like it is just me, so I could step off, but like if I like change the beat or something,
We
someone's gonna
noticed,
be like, what the heck?
too.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, he didn't hit that. You didn't put that symbol there before.
Sometimes
so,
we're dancing specifically to what you do every single time. So if it's different, we're like,
yeah,
he did
You
something
guys-
different.
or you guys think like you maybe messed up or something.
yeah,
you know?
but you don't do that.
Yeah, we don't do that. Well, this has been great, Caitlin. Thank you so much for your time
Thanks,
today.
Dante.
Yeah, and those will definitely be in the video.
Bye.
So, all right.
So, yeah.
And like, if you had a favorite dancing style, what would you say it is?
Oh my gosh.
There's genres, right?
I know,
Yeah.
there are so many. My favorite to watch would have to be ballet, but my
Okay.
favorite to do would have to be kind of maybe like a jazz funk musical theater type. I don't know, think like Hamilton,
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Monster Stomp,
There you go.
think like Moulin Rouge,
Okay.
like that
That's a good
kind
one.
of energy. It's
Yeah.
really fun. I love a leg, I love
Okay.
a fan,
Yeah.
I love
Dancer
a twirl.
turns, all
Yeah,
this stuff.
it's so fun.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you too.
Yeah, all right.
Thanks for coming to our interview. Hayden,
Yeah.
get in here.
Hayden, get in.
Yeah.
Here, talk.
Okay. Well, it
Check,
could pick
check.
you up pretty well. but
Checkity check,
Yeah, checkity check. The Monster Stomp boys are back. Till next time, guys. See ya.
See ya.